look at like kind of inspire myself to be more creative despite what people say. Um, but yeah, yeah, that's pretty much what I had to say. I just wanted to apologize about what I said earlier. But I gotta go real quick. I got some business shit to take care of. So you guys
Sure,
can drop
man.
me off if anything, and you guys can
Sure,
answer
man.
that if I'm
Respect.
on.
Real quick,
Appreciate you for being on
before
here,
Wish
he
don't
bro.
leaves
mind,
though,
dog.
can I say something to him real quick?
Yeah.
Before you leave, like at the end of the day, this is lovely. At the end of the day, don't never let nobody deter you away from your dreams. And this go for him because he just spoke on it. But this is for everybody in this chat. Like I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. Don't never let nobody deter you away from your dreams. Like real shit. Because the people that really gonna fuck with you, my granny used to always say, your people will find you. And what that means is that the people that really fuck with your clothing line, they're going to find you and you're going to find them, whether it's on social media. If you just make something for yourself, take a picture of it and put it on social media and just put in there, start a page for your clothing line. Like I promise you, I've been doing hair for a long time. And before I started my own business with it, I was like, it's all these, it's such a saturated business. It's such a saturated business. But there is nobody that's going to do it like you. Nobody is going to come put the little razzle dazzle that you bring to the situation. So at the end of the day, like come and do what you do and do it the way you do it. Don't
Oh
worry
no,
about how
yeah.
nobody else is doing it. Do it your way. And if that's what you want to do, don't let nobody talk you out of that.
Oh no, yeah, absolutely. Like right now, I got a store opening up in the Bolingbrook Promenade. That's in the, if you guys want to go into my bio, it's like I have a, and right now my store, I make $6,000 a month off the store entirely. So I don't really care what people think at this current moment in time. Like I'm already, and I'm trying to be like Virgil. That's kind of like my goal now. But yeah, I'm still gonna be in the spaces, but I'm just not gonna be speaking. So if you guys want to,
Can you
kick
put
me
your
to
information if it's okay with the Kings? Can we put his information in? Put your information in the hashtag.
Yeah, sure, man.
He is my
Like at the
private
end
Or
of the
client.
send
day,
it,
Do
we
or
not,
send
support
it to
our
my
people.
DM or
Period.
something, or
Yeah,
do
we
tag me.
not
support
put
our
my.
people. Period.
Or somebody find that and put it on the jumbo, please.
Yeah, put on the
All right,
jumbotron. Because at the end
all
of
right.
the day, that's what it's
I got
about. The
y'all.
love.
Let's get this thing.
Yeah,
Let's
I'm
Can
get
finna
we?
this
clear. I'm
Okay.
thing
finna clear
moving.
the whole jumbotron. We finna start from scratch.
So Nikki wanna say something. Justin, I've had you up here before speaking, man. I gotta get some more
No,
views
no,
in
no.
that,
He
bro.
said no. He talked to me. He said he had a final point. So just let him get his final point out, and then we gonna move to all the ladies.
All right, I'm adding Mr. Tyrone in.
Go ahead.
That off. Last I heard,
Oops. My bad. My
oh,
bad. That was a misclick. Go
okay,
ahead. Go ahead. My bad.
he was talking about how these other communities. I was at the mobile gas station and I asked the owner, "How did you get into owning this business?" And he told me how his family has a deal with mobile and they just pass it on throughout their whole entire family. So absolutely, I definitely want to emphasize that we
Yo,
got.
this is an Arab business.
He was Arab. He was
See,
Arab.
this is what I'm talking about, y'all.
That's
And it is never gonna not be in the family, and that's the problem, bro. We
exactly.
so focused on money. If somebody, not even if somebody play with the money, if it's more like we had an issue at home, they'll take that issue from home and bring it right into the workplace, and that's the problem, dude. They keep that money and work separate. They don't care what happened last night, dude. They're gonna
You're,
make that money, bro,
you're paid.
every day with their
Paid. I gotta
family.
do something real quick.
It don't matter if the son punched the dad in the face. If he ain't got
Paid. I gotta
nobody
do
else to
something real
work that
quick.
store, he's gonna have his son work it, and that's
I
fact.
gotta do something real quick, yo. Everybody, if you're in here currently, go ahead and hit that little feather button. Share the space. Tweet it out. Let's get some more black people in here and
Facts,
follow the
facts.
host. I'm seeing a whole lot of requests, and I'm not seeing y'all following the host. We do not appreciate that. Come on, man. We got this thing running for hours. We have a lot of people coming in here having opinions. We're
No cap,
moderating.
I'm just
So
now eating,
yeah,
y'all.
you best support. Come on, follow the
I'm
host
just
and
now
share the
eating.
space. Let's get this shit jumping, man.
All this knowledge
Matter of
being
fact,
dropped,
to show my loyalty, I'm gonna
then
go
a real
down and
nigga
remove
can't get a
all the white
follow.
people. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey yo, what?
Nigga,
Stop.
bye.
Leave
Shut
Natalia alone,
up.
bro.
Childish.
Shut up.
That man is
so,
funny.
Leave Natalia
so,
alone. She is welcome here, okay?
all right,
I'm
let
so
Nikki
done with
go.
his ass.
Yo,
Let Nikki go. Then Alicia, and
I can
then
get
Tyrone.
a shout out for the
Why
boy
are we gonna ignore my hand?
down
Yo,
the.
just put your hands up, y'all. Just put your hands up, please,
Yeah,
so I
put
can
your
see.
hands up.
Everybody, if you didn't, I'm about to head out. If you could just follow my pinned tweet, Royal Roots, that's my transportation company. So thank you all. And I
Oh damn!
definitely
Can somebody slap
Respect.
that back up there? I accidentally deleted all. My bad. It was up there for a minute though, bro.
yeah, no, I definitely I
But we
appreciate
can slap it back up there again. We ain't got no problem with sharing it
I
again.
shared this space too. I think this
I
is
There
got
we
it.
go. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Nikki, go ahead and make that hand black. Tyrone,
So,
yeah.
all right. So,
Big fact.
I've been listening to it for you guys speak for a bit, and when it comes to just a real quick, when it comes to these other cultures and their families, I lived in China for a whole year, and one of the biggest things that I saw was respect, and not just respect, but duty. I have a duty to my family. I saw people get married 21, 23, and it is instantly a part of the culture. Mom and dad are moving in because I'm taking care of them for the rest of my life. And in turn, mom and dad are going to take care of the babies when I make them. There's a hierarchy, you know. There's the sense of my mom and my dad, my uncles, they are the elders of the family. You don't cross the elders. So there's boundaries set. There are clear, defined boundaries that are set in these families, and you don't cross them. They'll never let you go because in their minds, you're ours forever. Everything you have is mine. Everything I have is yours. So I think in terms of solution in that respect is that we kind of, when we say traditional, like what are we saying? Because that means that you have to acknowledge all these older people are your elders, and what they say goes. Yeah, can you rebuttal them? Of course. But what they say ultimately goes. It's something that you really have to think about. And in terms of solution, I was thinking that one of the things is that I feel like as a Black community, we need to stop looking at white ideals of what success is and look at what Black people consider success. Because what's happening is
Fact.
we are looking at the white people and saying, "Oh, we want what they have." The very reason why people are afraid of us is because they think they're going to that we're going to do what they did to us. They think that we are going to terrorize them like how they terrorize us in the past and even today. The reality is Black minds don't work that way. We do, our culture we just don't work that way. So I think that's one of the biggest things is getting away from this ideal of white success. Define our own success, and also just being able to recognize trauma in each other, like for real, like and control our responses when people are angry and upset. Sometimes it's their frustration at life, and what sets them off is how we're reacting to their trauma. And we need to sit back and be like, all right, I get he's yelling, he's going about da, but what really happened to you today? And that's what these families do. They go off on each other, they cuss each other out just like we do, but then they sit back and say, okay, you angry at me because I gave you this. But what are you really angry at? And they get at the root of the problem, so it's not a problem, because what's a problem for you is a problem for me. So that's all I got to say.
You better preach, Nikki.
Hundreds in the chat.
Damn.
Bless.
Hunters, fellas. Come on, man. Hunters. So Alicia, how you say that shit? Go ahead. You know what I mean.
Yeah, it's Alicia. Hi
Diane.
everybody. I just wanted to say, I feel like something the Black community needs is we have this thing where in especially in the social media aspect, we praise a lot of materialistic items. I
Yes.
know women that will spend thousands on bundles, but you won't spend thousands on tuition. Um, I am currently in law school. Um, I will become the 4% of minority women in law. And I think we need to encourage more people to get in those higher places because it's the subtle things. When you go to the doctor and your doctor is a Black woman or a Black man, or your therapist is a Black woman or a Black man, you start to see that these things are attainable for you. Um, and because of that, I know I live in Texas. At my law firm that I intern at, it's a bunch of old white men, and they have already preconceived notions about things, and they're deciding laws and mandates for people of color. And what they don't get is they don't experience the things we experience. So when we start removing those people and it becomes 50% Black, you have an even playing field and you have different perspectives of, well, you're a white man, you didn't know this. So, and then we can get more and more things. Like my mom always said, and luckily I grew up where my parents had higher education. I was so blessed to where they paved the way so I didn't have to go through the struggle that they went through. And you're able to really make change. We know the institution is messed up. We see so many Black women and Black men getting years and years in prison. PTSD from the hood of seeing their homeboys and their homegirls get shot, this and that. And these white people that are putting these mandates in place, they don't have that same experience. So all I have to say is we just need to encourage that. And once we get people like us in these higher places, we can really make the change that is necessary.
Tennis. Respect. Look at that. One second.
I just want to highlight that the last two ladies were saying exactly the points that I was trying to get at earlier when everybody was giving me flack. I would love to hear where the people that was objecting that before, bro, because this is exactly what I was talking about.
I ain't gonna lie, Bryce, bro. Sometimes people just be giving you rebuttals just because your mic is loud, bro. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Hey, don't hold no grudges, bro. We all family. Hey, we all family, bro. Don't hold no grudges. Don't worry about it.
I'm trying to
We just gotta
whisper in a
move
little
on to the
corner
next
like a
one.
mouse.
Bro, don't do that, bro. It just sounds like you're like seducing people. That's wrong, bro. Samantha, are you finally away from the police? Did the white
I
man let
am.
you go? Yeah, you okay?
I am.
You're screaming.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I was just thank you so much for having me back on. And it really did stop me for having a tail light out. I was afraid for my life.
That's tough.
But I
Wait, she almost went to jail?
I for real.
Oh, we was gonna have to get on their ass.
I know. I mean, my papers were in order, but they scared me, But I'm no longer driving
we was
now.
gonna scare them.
I know, thank you. But I just want to say thank you for letting me chat and letting me talk, because I really feel like I really co-sign what everyone is saying here. I really think that part of what we need to do as a community is really start building our own communities, being insular. And what you guys are saying about family, what you guys are saying about businesses, because I feel like what we need as a community, we need a school, we need a hospital, we need an old folks home. For people who are religious, they need a church, and we need to own our own houses.
Yo, I've never heard that before. Old folks home. I ain't gonna lie. Now that I think about it, that's real. That I ain't gonna lie. We do need that. I never even thought of that.
For real, let me tell you about my dad. First of all, my dad had me when he was in his 50s. My dad is 84 years old. He was born in 1937. He picked cotton. He was born in rural North Carolina. Went into the military. Like, my dad is it. You know what I mean? He's a vet. He has done a lot in his life. He picked cotton as a child. Like, people talk about that happened so long ago. I'm talking about my dad. I'm talking about my father has picked cotton. He has scars on his hand now from cotton, right? And so the thing with my dad is now he's in a I just finished grad school. He's in a old folks home now. He's in a nursing home, and I'm trying to get him out of it. That's why I moved to North Carolina. And what I see happening, it's so owned by white supremacists. There's so much abuse of our elderly folks because they're vulnerable. I'm getting my dad out of I just started a new job. I'm getting my dad out of this nursing home that he's in. But it's just kind of we really need this. We need a place for our vulnerable people. I see, because I'm from Brooklyn, but I moved to North Carolina to help my dad. And it's I see these children out here just walking alone. And when I see Black children walking, I stop and I just, will sit with them, because it's dangerous out here for our vulnerable people. It's dangerous for the children. It's dangerous for the elderly folks. And we have no safety. We're totally dominated in this white supremacist paradigm. And that's why we need a place where our children can be safe. I'm actually a teacher, so it's just I see what's happening with white women in these schools, teaching kids to hate themselves, demonizing black boys, starting in like preschool, starting in the first grade, and it's just kind of like making, like, as a teacher, they talk about how boys need more, like in early childhood education, they need more recess, they need more, they want to do things kinesthetically, they want to touch things, they want to like be boisterous and have energy, and that's beautiful. And it's like what our boys get that beat out of them in this system, and it's like they're no different than white boys. White boys are the same way, but they give them more resource and more recess. And with black boys, they demonize them. And so it's just kind of like I just keep going back to, I don't know if it was Malcolm X or I don't know who said it, and I'm nervous, so apologize. But basically, you can't have your enemy educating your children. You know what I mean? Especially, yeah, especially like your black boys, because they don't want the boys to be strong for the community. You know what I mean? And so you can't have these people educating your children that are your enemy. Like, no one would let that happen but us, because we're like a trusting, forgiving community. But I think that it's just, I'm not a segregationist, but I think that we have to be more insular. We have to be like the Jewish community, like a lot of Asian communities, where they just, even when they live, like I'm from Brooklyn, even when they live among us, they are not mingling with us. They are buying from their stores. They are owning their homes. They are going to the yeshiva. They're going to their own schools. They're going to their own hospitals. And I feel like even when because it's hard whenever black people go and they create a community, somebody attacks us, right? But we have to have that community mindset no matter where we are. We have to be like, wherever we are insular with each other. And that's the only way we can survive, because otherwise it'll just pick us apart and pick us apart if we're divided. And so that's all I wanted to say. I just want to stress like unity, starting a community with those core things so that everybody can grow. So thank you very much for letting me speak.
No, thank you.
Love. Who's next?
That was 100. Appreciate that one.
Thank you.
I think Tyrone next, but I was gonna chime in if he don't speak up.
You go ahead, man. I'll go next.
Nah, I was just saying what she said was mad facts, because the last time like we all really got together was Black Wall Street, and just see what happened there. Like, we were booming for a while until white people came and burned it down. Like that, like we actually made a whole town all for our own people.
Not just burned it down, killed black folks.
It was a massacre. You're right. There was a massacre.
Yeah, we ain't gonna. No, I'll never forget that.
You completely right.
Speaking on that, just to not just shed darkness. I hope y'all know about that new Black Wall Street in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? That just opened up. So if any of y'all in Atlanta, go peep that.
Get us hip.
You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. Also, if anybody, I live in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I have a whole like little mall called what is it called? What is it called? What is it called? You know what I'm gonna do? Don't even worry about it. I'm gonna just get these links real quick and put them up on Jumbotron.
Yeah, facts. But look, I'm going through all the speakers right now. I'm not playing with y'all no more. I just had some milk. I'm serious. If you're not following the host, I'm blocking you.
Oh shit!
Oh my gosh.
This man on his milk and vibe shit. Oh no!
Han ass been on their neck.
He gonna be right back on the.
He gonna be flirting too. Just wait. He about to be flirting.
Just let me know if y'all want me
He
to
on their necks and in their DMs.
I'm just, bro, you better not touch me. I'm touchable. Stop playing.
Just let me know. No, I'm just playing. I can't do that.
Finna play with y'all.
He been keeping this motherfucker rotating. I ain't gonna lie. But let me get
he lucky I can't put him on the Jumbotron because I caught him. But I'm
bro,
gonna keep
doing
it.
What, bro? Come on, dog.
You know exactly what you said. You know exactly what you said.
All right, so King wants to speak. Is Tyrone gone? Tyrone, you go next, bro.
I'm still here, man. Hey, how you guys doing? Tyrone.
Doing good.
Good. So I'm hearing everybody's
topics and everybody's arguments, stuff like that. I get that. We're all human. So first and foremost, what the Black community really needs is love and a listening ear, because a lot of us are really having mental issues that we don't want to speak on because they think, since they are basically here, that nobody's going to care, if you know what I mean. Like, we all are going, like I said, somebody said we're all in the same boat, and I understand that. But at the end of the day, white people are really taking over us, even though we started all of this stuff. And I feel like they are really scared of the Black community because we are trying to build back up and trying to actually rethink and not do anything negative. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's just crazy and everything in that. Also, like for example, I was on Facebook yesterday, and this guy was like, he's not going to ever make it in life because he is Black and he is always going to be a statistic. And I commented and said, "You're not a statistic. You are only a statistic when you want to be a statistic. You don't have to follow the leader. You can always be the leader." You know what I mean? So it's like, it's so crazy how the world is looking at us Black folks to the point that we want to give up. And I feel like no one in here should never give up, because at the end of the day, we all are trying to make a living. We are all trying to, make money. We are all trying to, love each other a little better, because society is basically putting upon us that we are nobody to them. You know what I mean? So it's like, when I look at the government or when I look at society, that's only what we are looking at instead of going in and trying to change it. So I could say more, but I just want to let the next person talk.
Appreciate you, brother. No, that was fire. Lovely, you want to say something? Go ahead.
I do want to say something real quick. So, in response to what he just said, I'm a piggyback on that real quick. So, at the end of the day, right? And as far as solutions are concerned, we talking about what the Black community need. We need to hold each other accountable, Black and non-Black. For those of us that hang out with people that you allow to sit there and talk bad about your people, and you sit there, a lot of people be feeling like, well, I didn't say nothing. You not saying nothing is a response. No response is a response, bruh. At the end of the day, it is. So when you sitting there letting people bash your folks, just because you won't say nothing don't mean that you ain't a part of the problem. So all of
Bar.
this, how upset we was about, people, our white friends and these friends and those friends not supporting the Black Lives Matter movement, or feeling like they want to be quote unquote neutral and all of that, like, and they not saying nothing, they not getting out there and getting involved and all that. Like, that's a response too. You can't say you got my back and I ain't seeing you out there. You can't say that you got me and how you gonna have my back from across the room? So at the end of the day, hold each other accountable. When you hear somebody downing your brother, downing your sister, we don't do that over here. Speak positivity, because words have power. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, she right, 100%. Everybody at looking at the jumbotron. Sherman Phoenix is for Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and Shop Green Barrier is for Atlanta, Georgia. So holla at them. Different is it's a lot. It's different things in each one. In like thing with Sherman Phoenix, like I like it's probably astronomical like that. Any of y'all are in Milwaukee, but the girls do like it's literally like 2 hair salons in there and a whole barber. Like I think it's 3 barbers, and then it's like vegan places. It's like called Buffalo Boss in there, dude. Or like organic wings, and they're actually good. Like no bull, like organic wings, and they actually popping. Like seriously.
Hey guys, first it's a good thing to be on this space, right?
Bro, we're
All
not
black
doing
owned
that.
too, by the way. All black
We're
owned.
not doing that, King. King, I respect you, but you got to put your hands up and get in line, man. There's people who came before you. We
Gotta
call them
put the
ancestors.
hand up.
Big facts.
Exactly.
Gotta put the hand up.
So we got Nikki. Nikki's gonna go first, and then yeah, I don't see no other hands up. Anybody else want to say something? Put your hands up. But after Nikki goes King, then Larry. Those are our new blood. Let's get it.
Okay, so I just wanted to say two things. The first thing is that a lot of times I hear that what builds, like when Black people create a community, they start with a church. When white people create a community, they start with a bank
or a school.
Okay, so I think financial literacy was discussed earlier, and I think that's one of the biggest things we have to focus on. Is if we're trying to really make a community, we need to create banks. Then two ladies were here before, and I completely agree. We need more of us in higher positions. It was said before, but let me give a quick experience. I met a young lady who's of course Black, right? And she got her PhD in nursing. And I live in Connecticut, and Connecticut's supposed to be so progressive, but she's fighting for us. She's fighting so hard to get more Black people involved in medicine, and not just, the lower positions, but also like doctors, because what's happening is people are dying on the table because Black men and Black women are being dismissed with their experiences. My sister almost died giving birth to her child because no one wanted to listen to how much pain she was in. And if I wasn't there, like yelling at the doctors and the nurses and telling them to wait or to stop or to just listen or to demand, I don't know if my sister would be here. And believe it or not, there's a lot of stories of men and women going into the hospital and these accidents happen because doctors or some nurses don't want to listen. This very thing happens in almost every industry. But the only way that it seems to be caught is that there's someone of color or someone who's Black up at the top saying, this is bullshit. We're not about to do that. So I just want to say, encourage people that, if you've ever had the idea of doing it, of getting a higher degree in any field. It doesn't even matter. Construction, I don't care. But get up there so that our voices can be at the table, because a lot of our voices aren't. And that's all I have to say.
Yeah, to kind of piggyback on that real quick, I want to just kind of do an alert to everybody who's in here. If you do want to get into tech, I'm all in that space. Software engineering, mechanical engineering. Feel free to holler at me. I have a free ebook. I'll send you a link.
Holler at
That's
him,
just
man.
that's just to put our people up there, man. So
Man.
if you need to, just please reach out to me, because we all got to take our steps forward.
Man.
Like she said, we got to get in those positions. You heard? All right. So who's
Loving
next?
this, people. I'm loving this
Larry.
for real.
Larry, you got next. Go ahead, my boy.
Yo, what's up, man? I'm Larry from Zimbabwe, South Africa as well. I live in both countries. Came onto your platform about 2 days ago, actually, on Twitter, listening to the topics about what's happening, Black women, and from my observations, Black people in America in general. I feel you guys represent us, like even here in Africa, a lot of people look up to Americans and the way they behave and the way they act, especially Black women. So this has become a problem even here in South Africa when we find the way how our women behave now. It has become crazy, it's, the level of toxicity is just so especially, when we were watching reality shows and, people swearing and all of that, it just, it's crazy. That's my contribution. I hope, try platforms like this, improve, because as I said, you represent us, the whole world, in fact. So, yeah.
I know y'all want to chime in on that. Samantha has her hand up, so we're gonna go there. Look, so let's do this thing, right? Because I see something where y'all request to speak, and then you just sit there, and I don't see your hands up. I will drop you back down. Bro. I'm not rocking like that. Don't come up in here and just hold the mic.
Because y'all could just save us time, and we can just, do somebody else. Yeah, man.
It doesn't make sense. If you request for a mic and I'll bring you up here, put your hand up. Don't just sit here looking pretty. Some of y'all pretty as hell.
I ain't gonna lie, though. I really been going through one with the shit. I'm glad you said it, because I man, bro, beautiful.
Infamous, shut the hell up. Infamous.
Here we go.
No.
We ain't saying nothing crazy. We just said
This
the
man
truth.
over
We
here
ain't saying
drink
nothing crazy.
one glass of milk and don't know how to act.
We
One
said that.
glass of milk.
I've been peeping.
They DMs is open, gang.
I ain't calling in none of them. I'm just saying, beautiful woman, shit.
Marvelous.
Yeah, he not
All
broke.
right. All right, Samantha, go ahead.
You guys are funny. You guys are so funny. I just wanted to say, I wanted to piggyback off of what Nikki was saying. I had the same situation with my dad, especially with this whole COVID thing. The thing that I was also wanting to add was just that I feel like if we do build insular spaces, just two things. I think that we really need to, and this might be touchy, but I feel like we really need to be supporting reparations for, I'm a foundational Black American. I feel like other people in the diaspora also should
I got something to
support
say
us.
after that one.
Oh yeah. I mean, like, I know that it's it's maybe controversial, but I really feel like we have to, like, it's a debt that the country owes, and the reason that I feel like we should have our claims supported and also support other claims of people in the diaspora is because the minute that one of us gets our claim accepted and validated, the whole system crumbles. Haiti gets its claim validated for against France. All of Africa gets their claim validated against all of Europe. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like, I feel like the Caribbean against the European nations. So I just feel like we have to all support each other's claims because all over the world, the African body, the African spirit, the African mind has been totally exploited and robbed of all of the resources, of all of our wealth that our labor should be building for us, has been stolen through many centuries. And I mean, in America, but also just abroad. Like, I was actually in South Africa in 2019, and it's horrible to see what the white supremacists have done there, and how rich in resources that country is, and how a lot of that is not being shared with the Black indigenous people of South Africa, and being robbed by people. Like, I remember I was in South Africa, just not to talk too much, but I basically saw people from all over the continent there, Black people. I was like, hey, what's happening? What's your feeling about, like, Europeans coming over here and taking over your resources? And everybody to a person said, well, the white people know how to run the country and they know how to do the things that need to be done, and we need them. Check it. I never saw a white person working in that whole country, okay? The whole country, I went around that whole country, all I saw were Black people doing everything. And so I'm like, what do you need white people? It's like that white man's ice is colder kind of thing. This idea that we're not believing in ourselves when we are the ones doing all the work. I was reading Slavery by Another Name, which was all about how Black people were enslaved after using the convict leasing and all of these different truancy laws and stuff after slavery supposedly ended. And they say in this book, which I never read before, was they were talking about the fact that the reason the South was crumbling after the Civil War was because white people did not have the knowledge necessary to keep the plantations going. The only knowledge they had was how to enslave us, but we're the ones that were building things. We're the ones that were cultivating. You know what I mean? Even when you look at West Africa, why did they take us from West Africa? Because West Africans were agricultural scientists, were geniuses on how to cultivate land. You know what I mean? And so and when they did it on their own, they died. That's what, I'm in North Carolina. They have Roanoke here, which is just a colony that disappeared because they could not sustain themselves until they had us come over. So we have so much value, and we don't really need them. They need us. All of their interactions with us are exploitation of our talent, our resources, our work, our labor, and so our minds. And so I just think that we have to, like, see that and fight for what we are owed. And also, when we build these communities, realize that people will attack us. So we have to have a militia.
Yo, first off,
Okay.
I appreciate. Hold on. Before everybody go crazy, I appreciate what she just said. That was some bars. Let me go back to that reparation talk though, because this is what I got to say about that, bro.
Yes, do it.
You cannot give these niggas money just straight up. Like,
oh, please let me respond when you're done.
I was watching Dr. Umar, and he said it's so plain and simple. If you're gonna give these niggas some money, bro, they gonna go buy Mercedes Benzes, my nigga. Like, you know what I would rather them do? How about instead of that, all the kids who done graduated high schools, top of their classes, you know what I'm saying? How about they get college paid for in full? You know what I'm saying? That I like that.
I say real estate.
How about instead of that? How about instead of giving just money out to people, how about we put it all in one big, you know what I'm saying? Actually, you know what? It goes back to what we just
real
asked. Then you say we need a bank. Then you say we needed a group old folks home. How about we put the money? How about we put all, because I ain't gonna lie, we owe like billions at this point. If they really gave us the money that we deserved, I feel like at least out of the 50 states, I say what are the real major cities? Because I'm gonna say Texas, Florida, like for the East Coast, like what, New York, for the clearly California, and then like for the Midwest, I'm gonna just say Illinois because everybody go there, right? So like each state gets black bank, black hospital, black old folks home, like you said. Because now that I done heard that, I'm with that. Because I don't trust. Like when you made me think of that, I'm really like, damn, I wouldn't really trust them white folks with my grandma.
That's what I'm saying, man.
I wouldn't
Can I just respond
really trust them
really
right
quick?
with my grandma.
But I
man,
think
come
we
on.
know that.
But Pay, let's be realistic, man.
Oh
Y'all
no.
know they're not
Realistic
gonna
is they're not
give
gonna
this
give us any
shit.
money at all.
No, but can I just say
So
I
this
have
is
a response to
But
that. Then.
if
Can I
we go
just
to the
like a
topic
quick
of,
response?
go ahead.
I just have a quick response, and I respect all of you. It's all love and stuff. I'm just saying this. One, we have to believe in the miracles for them to happen, and
Facts.
if we are on it,
That we
can
know
be
it's
on
not
it.
gonna happen.
that
Second,
sounds like some bullshit.
but can I say one other thing? Just one last thing, and then it's all you. All I'm saying about that argument that we're going to not know how to spend our money, that, no offense, my friend, that's a white supremacist argument. I believe in black people.
No, I
Let
ain't
me
gonna
just
lie.
say
It's reality.
one
Bro,
thing.
Reality.
I be in the hood all day. I be in the hood all day, and I
That
respect it. I
there's a
respect it,
percentage.
but bro, I know so many, bro. If you give these,
Ah,
bro,
but
for
dude,
example,
I
the
hear what you're
stimulus check,
saying.
man. What did them niggas use that damn money on?
But
Exactly.
what did
What
black
did they
mothers?
use that money on?
But can I just say one thing? And I'm a single person. I don't have children yet, but I know a lot of single black mothers that use their stimulus checks well.
Okay, and that's the mothers. Yeah, they're gonna do what's right for the kids. But look,
if you got a
peep this,
single black
peep this,
mother with
peep
two
this though.
jobs and not making enough money, they know how to make money move. And yes, there's
Right.
going to be a percentage of people
Hey,
that don't know how to do
Hey,
it.
hold
But
on. I
then
have a question.
other people,
I got a question. Samantha,
sorry.
where are you from?
Yeah,
I'm
she
from
said North
Brooklyn,
Carolina.
but I live in North Carolina now. I'm from
You're
Brooklyn
from
though.
where?
I'm
You're
from
from
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn?
Yeah, I'm from Fort
Okay.
Greene.
Oh damn.
All right. All right.
She thugging. But
Okay,
yeah,
I had
no,
my
for
hand
real
up.
though. No, for real though. Like for real. Can come on, man. I know a million niggas, and I'm not trying to downplay it, but it's just
Dude, I
reality.
grew up in the hood, but you know what let me just say this one last thing and then I'll jump off. Sorry
Go
about
ahead.
this. But the thing that I want to say is this. When you work your job, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you get paid, no one gets to tell you what to do with your money. And this is money our ancestors already earned. So the whole issue about it is, so if people go and they buy a whole bunch of chicken or something and just, whatever, if they buy rims, whatever, if they buy here, whatever, the thing about it is this money that's owed. People don't get to tell you what to do with your money. They don't tell the Native Americans what to do with their reparations. They don't tell the Jewish people what to do with their reparations.
Yeah, you're right.
I also have faith in black people because I know that there are some black people that are going to make wrong decisions. I don't think that's the majority. And
You
even
know
if
what?
it's
You're right.
only
I can't rebuttal that.
15%, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I'm coming from Brooklyn, okay? So I like the thing about it, I grew up in the hood. I grew up across the street from the projects. But you know what? If I got my reparations, I would be buying a house. And I think most people would be buying a house. I think most black people would be buying a house because we have been exploited in these streets, not being able to get affordable housing, not being able to get decent
Can
housing.
I ask where in the country?
Would I buy a house?
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I actually don't want to live in the South anymore, but
What? I'm going clean to Mississippi. I ain't gonna lie.
The thing about it is, I feel like if we got our reparations, we would be in such a good position, and people do use the argument.
Look, man, what the fuck, bro? Look, I'm tired of this shit. I'm honestly, like, with all due respect,
What
we
happened?
cannot keep, like, bro, we're talking in circles, bro. Like, this shit doesn't even make sense. Like, what are you talking about? That shit
What you
does
mean?
not make sense.
No, she was
What are
just
you,
she was explaining what she was going to do with the reparations.
bro? We're talking about, that's like talking in superstitions, bro. Let's talk about reality. What are we doing here? We're trying to move forward as black people. You're talking about stuff that's never gonna pop up, bro. We're just blowing time. Look how many people have hands up ready to actually talk about real life stuff.
I mean, she did have a valid point, regardless of if it's fiction or not.
Bro, what are you?
Big
That's
facts.
superstition, bro. Come on, what are you talking
It's okay.
about?
It's okay, bro. She had a valid point,
Come on,
regardless of
dog.
if it was superstition.
Nah, bro, that's
Quan, don't be over
superstition.
here with the salty milk.
Yeah,
Nah,
I was just gonna
lovely.
say.
I could sit here and talk about if I have $1 million, I'm gonna do
Bye,
this and whatever.
Bruner.
But I don't have $1 million right now. So what the fuck are you like, bruh? We have
I get
people
it.
in here ready to make valid points. That makes no sense. Oh, if we had reparations, we don't fucking have the reparations. So let's talk about what we do have and what we're gonna do with what we have right now. And there's people who want to talk about that. Shit, we just running in circles with this shit. If we had a reparations, we don't, bruh. These niggas do not want to give us a reparation.
You sounding
What are we
like blacks
doing?
now.
No, I'm just saying. It's ridiculous. There's mad people with hands up, and we're talking superstition, bro. If I owned Africa, guess what I would do? But I don't fucking own it.
You ain't have to do it like that though. That's their
I was
Nah,
privilege.
just
And
I
saying,
you
had
she.
to,
just
bro. It's
said something
circles, bro.
about
It's
somebody else
circles.
about that earlier.
Nah, it's circles, man. Come on, we got like, what are we modding for? It's
That's not
circles.
what
We
you
have.
did. It's how you
I
Look
did
mean,
how
it.
I
many
could have did it,
people.
but it's okay. Well, look, we ain't finna argue. Just go to the next person.
Yeah, man. Come on.
Since it's such a strong, since you feel so strongly about it.
Okay, I've had my hand up, but I know other people have had their hand up too. But I'm just going to go because I did make a list for prior to the respirate. I'm sorry, I had oral surgery on Tuesday, so I can't pronounce all of my words. I will say this: he's correct. Don't listen. Let's be honest, it people have died. They've murdered our people, and we've seen it, and there's evidence. And the hundreds of millions of us before you wanted it. We're not going to get it. We're black people. Let's just leave it where it is,
My
please.
God.
Let's move forward. So, if we're doing that and being honest and living in reality, we need real estate, financial training.
Thank you. Real estate.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. And that's when I mentioned about my kids and leaving that money to them. It has to be for property because what I've noticed is the superior race, which is the white race, they get their property and they hold on to it and they pass it down forever and ever. And that's how they're able to lock these things in. Okay. That's how they're able to take on all of this stuff. So, if you don't want to live in the South, if y'all want to move to Mississippi, you're younger than me, go ahead and do that. Head out to the West where it's cheap. And there are people my age who are talking about going out there and starting communities there, our own communities. And let's be honest, go out there where there's space out there. And this idea that I know a true Native American, a certified Native American with a certificate, she didn't get any reparations. Okay. So I want us to move past that and let's do what we can do for my children, which are my nieces and nephews, and your children. And let's build something. And I think that we need to make sure that all Black people have financial training and a good understanding of the difference between Eastern and Western medicine. Okay, because this idea we know as Black people, well, I don't know. We don't put our people in homes. We don't put them in our homes because we know what's there and we know better. So we don't do that. That's not something that we would feel comfortable doing. But if it was in our own environment, our own community, one we built that we know, yes, of course we would do that. But those things are owned by them. As I've gotten older, I've understood the difference between Eastern and Western medicine. And I'm telling you, it's ridiculous. The things I do believe that there are things put into medications that we don't need just to keep us. There are cures for things out here. So please don't I'm going to tell you, when I was young, AIDS was the pandemic of the world, and now you can take a pill and get rid of AIDS, and you don't have to do it. I'm telling you. So the they please. So for the future, please remember, even if it's a small stab of property, it's yours, and anybody that looks like you make sure that they keep it and they hold on to it.
Thank you.
Get the
Can I
financial
chime in?
training and
Thank you.
the education for Western and Eastern medicine, I find. And also, I will say this, as a little older, coming up, my grandmother was taught, the lighter we are, the safer Black people, the safer they are. The white spits and mentality, white is right. So this unacceptance of Black people not really accepting other races, mainly Africans, comes from a long history of, um, I guess, us. The we had they. There's always been this opinion that because they were from the homeland, um, we thought that they were better. We American Blacks thought they were better than us, and apparently we think that they think that we're better. So that's all just a confusion. Doesn't matter if
Yeah,
they
yeah,
got
true.
melatonin. If they got some pigment in their skin, it's okay. That's all you got to know. If you got pigment in your skin, it's better to go that way. Just it. And that's all I have.
Hey, real quick before anybody goes, I want Silo to go next because Silo has a lot to chime in on. He's been doing some research and hitting my DMs with it for like the last hour, so I want him to kind of go off. Silo, keep it respectful, my boy, and keep it brief, concise. So we got other people. No circles.
Oh my gosh, man. there's a lack of research in this group right now. For one of the hosts to say we're owed billions,
That was not a
and
host who said that.
whoever said it, whoever said we're owed billions in reparations.
No, I
To,
did
to,
say that, but it
to
was
even
more. It was more just like I was. Just, come on, bro. Millions, billions. It don't matter. We're all money,
no,
but
and this
we're
is
never gonna get it.
yeah, okay, and this is the thing. First, Black people, we got to get out of our feelings. First of all, we got to get out of our feelings. Second of all, we got to learn to do precise research, and to throw out little things like saying we're owed billions. It's a contradiction to the solution we're trying to get to. So if you've been doing any research, the people that are up front and on the front lines of reparations and are doing the footwork, they already have a number. It's 25 trillion. They already have a number. And so throughout this whole conversation, no one has cited Dr. Claude Anderson, one of the people doing the footwork. I believe he was in Congress, or he has some type of connection to three or four different presidents that he's been in the government, doing the footwork for Black people for over 30, 40, 50 years. We're talking about a dude that's 80 years old that has written books on where Black people need to go economically to get out of the situation they're in, and no one has said anything about him. No one has brought up any numbers. We haven't brought up the numbers of Black people being 15% of the population, but having only 3% of the wealth. So where do we go with 3% of the wealth? What do we do? No one has said anything about that. I understand if we get reparations, and people get money in their pocket, we have we have some leverage now to put money in places where there needs to be. A few ladies in here, I think Alicia, Samantha, maybe Nikki, they hit key points about infiltrating these industries like the health industry and real estate and all that. Yeah, this is something we need to do, but if we don't have the capital or the power economically, we're gonna have to do it in a Trojan horse type of way. We're gonna have to one day. It's gonna have to be one day they look up and white people see it's nothing but Black professors at one of their universities. This is something. This is a way we're gonna have to play it when we don't have any leverage, we're gonna have to do it, like I said, a Trojan horse type of way or a sneaky type of way. That's the only way it can get done right now because we don't have any leverage in this country.
I appreciate you, Sala. Appreciate you. Spoke your piece. But Sala, I would say this. We're not going to invalidate every other contribution that we've had on here just because it's not backed by 100% facts, 100% numbers, and down to
No, I'm not. I'm not.
decimal
I'm
point
not. I'm
research.
not. I'm not
Come on,
saying
man.
that. But I'm
Come
not
on, man.
saying that. But I am saying if people are speaking their piece and their feelings, just leave it at that. It's just their feelings. It's nothing that's been researched or fact or nothing that's been
And
put.
that's what the space is. The space is for people to come in and tell us what they think that the black community needs. Right? We're not telling everybody to be a statistician, bro. We're just saying come in here and tell us what you think the black community needs,
And I
bro.
understand that, but I'm saying if people are actually worried about the black community, they would have already done the research and would have said this is what we need because the people that are actually doing the work are already telling us what we need.
Yeah, but they're making valid points too, so you can't say you can't
I'm not
just
saying
yeah.
I'm not. I already told you that a few people in here were making valid points. I already said that. I'm not
I
saying
think a
that they
lot of
weren't.
people have made valid points, man. But let's move on real quick. Alicia and then Bryce. Not actually, Bryce is first because Bryce had his hands up. So Bryce, go ahead, bro.
I just wanted to combine 2 points that we mentioned earlier. Queen mentioned about buying real estate, and then somebody mentioned earlier, believe it was Samantha, about the starting with the banks. I think the next phase of the conversation, and I'm heavy into this, is crypto and Bitcoin, and the reason why that's so important is because it's a merger of the two things. It's self custody, right? So, I mean, I don't know what anybody knows about cryptocurrency or anything, but having your own private keys and somebody and having the ability for nobody to be able to lock you out of your money and tell you that you cannot spend is even more powerful than owning real estate because people can come with guns and force you off your property. They can shut down your Visa card and your card cannot stop working. But if I have a crypto wallet secured with cryptographically secured funds in my name, they can never take that away from me. Once I tell my kids that seed phrase and they memorize that, that is it, right? So I think that that's another phase of the conversation that it combines two things. It combines the ownership and self custody and the banks because Bitcoin and crypto replaces banks and um is real ownership because they can't force you off your property. So, yeah, we should all be looking into that. Bitcoin, laser eyes.
I just wanted to say, if anyone in here is thinking of getting into the law field, the lobbyist field, political, anything like that, you can message me. I'm not familiar with other nations. I'm not familiar with other states. I'm in Texas, but I can lead you in the right direction. Knowledge is power, and we know our rights, when we know our laws, we can fight back appropriately. That's all I got to say.
I'm a law student, so that's gang gang.
If no one's going next, I'll go next. And just following that, I'm a PhD student doing coaching and wellness. So if anybody's looking into the health medical field in that direction in terms of guiding people towards health and wellness, you can also message me. But but other than that, what I wanted to say was um, the banks and the real estate are very important. But just on the side of that, I really think we need to support our Black teachers and help them. First of all, we need more Black teachers. We need more Black men teachers. Um, and because the thing is that I feel like a lot of teachers go in wanting to help the Black community and raise it and bring it to a higher vibration. But then between the stress of the kids and some of the attitudes that they get from the parents, they get really discouraged. to work. So I think we really need to support our Black teachers, because at the end of the day, they're with the kids 7, 6, 8, or even more hours per day, 5 days a week. And sometimes they're the ones who are encouraging our kids to get into higher fields or get into fields that are not traditionally have Black people in them. So that's all I wanted to say. We really need to support our Black teachers.